Hey guys, what is up, and welcome to another episode of Swim or Sink. I am super excited about this one, guys. I've got Mayor Michael Regan on. How are you today, mate?
Mate, pretty good actually. Like all things compared, I'm one of the lucky ones. I guess my wife and I both have jobs, so we've been able to manage that through, and it's been able to provide us an opportunity to support local business. For example, like we try and eat out a fair bit, trying to support the restaurants that have been closed down. So yeah, it's the same sort of busyness, but it's wonderfully productively unproductive. So sometimes if you go pre-COVID, you just don't feel like you're being productive. You've got 100 emails a day plus. You're running from different issue to meeting to opening to fundraiser to something. And then now it's your focus is keeping the organisation going, keeping the information being out there and flowing, solving people's problems that they've got and trying to connect them to the right people. And so we meet every day, 7 days a week at 9 o'clock with the executive and myself. And we go everything where we're at. And obviously it's a bit slower now. Like for us in Australia, or New South Wales, we've been very lucky. We've avoided thus far the catastrophic stuff happening everywhere else. So it's been, so we're doing that. It means we're having Zoom meetings. We're connecting with community groups via Zoom, which has been really good. So we're keeping them informed. They're loving that. We connected the computer pals up, so I can talk about that. Then meeting the surf clubs, meeting the chambers of commerce every week, which has been very important. And the different community groups, just making sure they know what's happening, keeping engaged, keeping them across it, and still doing business as usual because things still need to get done, So it's been really
How are you guys adapting to keep the community, I suppose, safe in this time, and what sort of things are you putting in place as a council?
So it's fascinating, Ty. Right here at the moment, you've got the state government and the federal government doing their thing. And so the federal government isn't in control of the states, but they want to work together, and they need to be working together. So the premiers have the most control, not the Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister has got his cabinet. And what we saw very early on as a council, we saw the different information coming out and how that confused people. So obviously we recognised very, very early in the piece, we had to be very clear in our communication and what to do. We also figured that we had to put in place a lot of strategies. Like we have to, what happens if our garbage contractors get COVID? When they stop collecting our garbage, what's the backup plan, So probably back in late January when this problem started to present itself to the world, we started looking at our organisation going, well, we're not immune to this. This could happen to us. And we're starting to potentially see some things that didn't look right. So we started planning. So we locked in all our supplies for toilet paper, for hand sanitisers. We foresaw there's going to be supply issues. So we locked them in for 12 months with our suppliers. So we've had no issues in that regard. We started planning, what if the garbage service stops? Like, who's going to collect the garbage? Because we can't afford rats and we can't afford the health issues that go with that. So how do we keep the staff safe? How do we keep libraries open? Because it's a social interaction that people have. So we had started planning quite early on, and that helped a lot. And it was a good exercise for our organisation. So to go through that exercise and plan and think about, well, hang on, what if you can't just turn up to work anymore? What if the Prime Minister closes it down? So communication was really important, both internally to our staff, externally to our contractors, but also, most importantly, our community. And the classic one is we've kept the beaches open. So when they closed Bondi down and a few others, we kept ours open. And it was very important for people's mental health and people to be exercising. So we were very proactive in managing that, so that when they closed the swimming pools down, the government closed the swimming pools down, we then took our lifeguards, put them onto the beaches to tell people you can't sit here and picnic, you're either walking or you're in the surf swimming. It's been a fascinating exercise.
Does technology have a place in adapting for this type of thing?
Hell yeah. So it's a great example, Ty. Computer pals. So this is basically seniors teaching each other how to use computers, right? And suddenly they couldn't meet, and it's also their social outing for the week or the month, etc. So suddenly they couldn't meet. And all of us are adapting pretty quickly to Zoom and Teams and all this sort of thing. So we're getting used to it. And they're going, oh, what do we do? So I made a phone call and said, can we buy this app called Teams? And they go, Zoom. And I said, yeah, why? Oh, well, have you guys met? No. You're bored and going insane? Yeah. Are you worried about each other's mental health? Yeah. Why don't we just meet? And so we did that. So technology became critical. Now they're meeting on a weekly basis, a daily basis.
That's correct.
I jump in once or twice a week and tell them what's happening and let them ask me questions about anything like they used to anyway. So they've embraced it. So technology's been critical to communicating. And we're punching out, we're not overdoing our communications, but we're punching out videos and emails once or twice a week just to be clear and back it up and use technology to your advantage. So yeah, it's been fascinating, but you've got to use it smartly and effectively, as you would know.
Yes, definitely. And tell us about the home delivery library that the council came up with. Yeah.
So another really cool thing. So we got an inkling about a week out that they were about to close the pubs and they closed the restaurants, and we got a feeling they're probably going to close public buildings is what they call the next level of restrictions.
Right.
And that meant swimming pools and stuff. So we said, libraries. We're getting thousands of visitors a day there. First thing we did was do a click and collect. So then a week, surely, as sure as night follows day, we had this situation where they would close our buildings by midday the next day. But we'd come up with in that time an opportunity to create an online platform where you could do a library home delivery service and order your books there, or we could do it for you. So in 1 month, we've had 21,500 items borrowed.
Wow.
And just over 9,500 houses have been delivered to. So
that's amazing. That's impressive. Yeah.
But we knew it's important for people's mental health. If they were going to be in that space, people want to read, they want to stay connected. So yeah, it was very important that we did that. And someone turns up at their door, leaves their books there, they can have a conversation through the door type stuff, and that's really good for a lot of people as well, that mental stimulation, and that they don't feel lonely. And so it was really important. I'm proud of the staff in particular who came up with that. It was we can't abandon them. There was lots of ways we adapted, and we got our staff out there and about and kept business as usual.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, great. And to wrap it up, I'll ask you just a few rapid questions.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, are you a morning or a night person?
Night.
Okay, cool.
Mornings.
Yeah, me too. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Tea after 3 p.m. or with scones and jam.
Oh, okay, definitely. Describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Lunatic. That's too hard. Driven. No. I don't know. The Tasmanian devil, my wife likes to call me. What would you say? You know a little bit about me. What's your perception? What 3 words would you use to describe me?
I'd probably say charismatic, leader, and passionate.
Oh, thank you. I'll take all 3 of those.
Perfect.
Back at you.
Thanks so much, Michael Regan, for jumping on board. I hope you enjoyed the show and really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. Absolutely. Awesome. I look forward to catching up with you again.